So once again, the name of our channel, Through Failure and Success. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, if this is your first time watching this video, I highly encourage you. I highly would like to request that you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with anybody, because I believe that you know somebody that's going to benefit from this video that we're going to touch today. But in today's video, I want to talk to you about the 5 love languages. And this is a book that I recently came across, and I actually haven't gone through the book. I touched a chapter that really caught my attention, and I want to share this with you because it just so happened to me last night that I was talking to my wife and we were laying down in bed, and I just happened to get on my phone, okay? And here's the irony of it. I happened to get on my phone, and then I'm looking at, I'm scrolling through social media just to make sure that everything that I had posted that day and I, had already gone through. And then all of a sudden she says, "Hey, are you gonna give me attention, yes or no?" Little did I know, and I'm just thinking about this right now, 3 nights prior to that, I mentioned it to her. I said, "Hey, get off your social media, okay? And let's focus." So what I'm saying with that is that when you are in a relationship, a lot of the times we like to make demands, okay? Makes us a tyrant. So somebody that is taken away, okay, makes us a tyrant. We're making demands, but it makes the other person somewhat of a slave. So that's what I want to talk to you today. But in this book, The 5 Love Languages, there are 5 languages that you speak when you are in love. And one of them, it's words of affirmation. Number 2 is quality time. Number 3 is giving or receiving gifts. And then 4 is acts of services. And then 5 is physical touch. But those are the 5 love languages. But I don't want to talk to you about that. Today, I want to talk to you about the 5 stages when you are in the communication, okay? In the communication phase with your spouse, because this is what we feel the most. And by the way, you don't have to be married. You don't have to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend to understand that a relationship could be anything. It could be a business partner. It could be at your job. It could be the person that you're doing business with. It could be the person that's doing your marketing, your social media, whatever that is. Relationships are always going to be there, and communication is going to be very key. If you are an individual that is 10 out of 10, your qualities are superb, you are great at what you do, you dress well, and you are a 10 out of 10, but if your communication is a 3 out of 10, okay, what do you think people are going to see you? Are they going to see you a 10 out of 10 or maybe a 3 out of 10? So that's what I want to talk to you about, because communication in a relationship is very key. So anyways, the 5 love languages, one of the stages that we all face, and I've been guilty of this, is we focus on speaking too much. Okay, when I'm speaking with my spouse, when I'm speaking with a business partner, when I'm speaking with the people that I'm working with, person that I met, people love to talk about them. And if you master this art, okay, of listening, you're gonna do great things, because that person who loves to talk about themselves, they're gonna say that you are the best person that they have ever encountered. But we focus on speaking. When you're in a relationship, next time you get into an argument with your spouse, just listen to yourself. Become aware, become conscious of what you're saying, the things that you're saying. And are you wanting to do 80% of the conversation and then just letting your spouse do 20% of the conversation? Because that is the big thing that is missing. We have a tendency, we're very good at speaking, but we are super unskilled at listening. And that is one of the things that is key, that is missing for us. Number 2, okay, when you are in that conversation with your spouse, and by the way, it doesn't have to be an argument, okay? It could be, "You know what, honey, can I talk to you about my day today? Let me tell you how my day went." "Sure, honey, go ahead and let me know how it went. So look, this is what I had going on today. Today, you're not gonna believe it. The manager came through, blah, 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 blah." Okay? Maintaining eye contact is gonna let the other person know that you have my attention. I'm giving you my undivided attention, and nothing's gonna get in the way. You're gonna make that person feel very important, because regardless of what happened to him or her throughout their day, you're giving them the undivided attention. So you're connecting with them, okay, at a deeper level. And so next time you're speaking with your spouse, okay, if you're married, try that. Go ahead and try that and see if you can keep an eye contact, because I'm telling you, it's going to be very challenging. Number 3 is you must listen for feelings. Okay, when you're speaking to each other, when you're talking to each other, listen for the feelings. Okay, so "Honey, can I tell you something?" "Sure, go ahead and let me know." "You're not going to believe what happened today." Okay, what's the feeling that she's describing to me? You got to ask yourself, If I'm talking, if I'm her, what's the one feeling that I'm describing? Okay, because you're listening to him or her for the words, but you're also listening for feelings. And this is a skill that I challenge you, that I'm working on myself as well. Again, by the way, everything that we share with you in this video, it's not everything that we have mastered. Okay, it's everything that we have failed at, but we found a way. Okay, we became very aware of the changes that we must make in our personal lives. So with that, you must listen to the feelings. What is the one feeling that my wife, well, my spouse, my boyfriend, my girlfriend is trying to tell me? Okay, what's the one feeling? Is she angry? Is she frustrated? Is she sad? Is she trying to express sympathy, happiness? What's the feeling that she's expressing? He's expressing. Observe body language. Because I can talk to you and I can tell you everything that I want to say to you, but my body, the way I move my body, if I'm saying to you in a way, welcome back everybody to Through Failure and Success. Today's video is going to be about the 5 languages, and I want to talk to you about what I learned throughout my life, and you're going to get a lot of value out of it. I mean, if I'm talking to you, right, my shoulders are down, my demeanor is not there, my tonality it's gone. But if I'm telling you, welcome back everybody, once again, today this is what I want to talk to you about. My tone of voice, my tonality, my body language starts to change. Why? Because I'm in control. I'm aware that my emotions, right, are created by motions. The way I move my body is going to determine how I'm going to feel. So very important for you to understand when you are speaking to somebody, you got to observe the body language that your spouse is letting you know. Yes, she's telling me that she's frustrated at work. Yes, she's telling me that she had a great day, maybe towards the end of the day. But what's the body language? What are her shoulders? Are they down? Is she up? Is she excited? Is she moving her hands or his hands? Is he touching his hair? Just, you know, touching different parts of their bodies, their face. What's the body language? And then you must ask yourself, what's the message that he or she is trying to tell me? Because again, words can mean something, body language can mean something else. And you must understand the balance between all them, because this is like speaking English and Chinese, or Portuguese and Korean. 2 different languages. You're trying to say something, you're trying to express a feeling, you're seeking the other person to understand you. But if I'm talking to you in Chinese, you don't know what I'm really saying. You're seeing my body language, you're seeing the way I move, but you're really not understanding my words. You see my body language, so it's very hard. So that's why we got to listen with the intent to listen. Keep the eye contact, okay? Listen for the feelings that the person is letting you know. Observe the body language, okay? And the last one, this is the important one. This is where we all need to work at, including myself at times, because I catch myself doing this as well, okay? I haven't mastered this. By the way, none of this is gonna get mastered. What we're gonna be able to master is become aware that we're either not paying attention to any of this, or we're doing one of this, or all of them. But this last one, okay, this last one, you gotta refuse to interrupt. Refuse to interrupt. How many of you have had a conversation with somebody, okay? You're talking, you're letting the person know, you're explaining maybe something, you're coaching that individual, and then all of a sudden that person interrupts you. You're in the middle of the conversation and that person interrupts you. You're like, oh, okay, got it. So you're listening, right? And then it's your turn to speak again. And then you're telling them something, you're telling her something, and the next thing you know, boom, in the middle of the conversation again, not even 17 seconds. By the way, the average, they did a research, the average listening time for an individual is no more than 17 seconds. 17 seconds before you interrupt the other person, or before your mind starts to think what you're gonna say next, okay? But I have experienced that, where, and I have done that as well. I'm guilty of it as well, where I'm speaking or I'm listening, and then my mind is already thinking, what am I gonna say next, okay? But it's very annoying when you're pouring your heart to the individual, and the next thing you know, they interrupt you with something else that, yes, it has to do with everything you're doing, but it has really nothing with the topic that you're saying. Think about that next time, okay? If you catch yourself doing that, if somebody's talking to you, okay, and you interrupt while that person is talking, remember that, catch yourself, because you're gonna become more aware that you're interrupting, but you gotta refuse to interrupt. You gotta refuse to interrupt when you're having those conversations. So with that, what I wanna talk to you about, When you are in this stage, okay, I don't know how to speak the love languages. Yes, I'm married, but I'm telling my wife, you know what, honey, why don't you make some good dinner around here? Okay, I'm basically demanding, I'm being a tyrant. Okay, but if I say, honey, would you mind making that pasta, that lovely pasta that you made just a few nights ago? It was lovely. Sure, honey, we'll go ahead and make that happen. You're requesting. You gotta understand that, you know, when you are here, you're speaking, okay, and you're interrupting. You're interrupting the conversations, okay? You don't know how to speak the love language, by the way. By the way, you don't have to be in love. Like I said, this is not a love, you know, I'm in a relationship and I'm married. No, this goes for everything, okay? Mom, dad, grandmother, grandfather, spouse, yes, business partners, co-workers, okay? If you don't have the love language, you're gonna be falling into here. Okay, so you're not present in the conversation. You are, again, listening with the intent to respond, not listening with the intent to listen. Or maybe your spouse is talking to you and you're daydreaming about something else. Okay, you're not present, or you're on the phone, or you're watching TV. Okay, you're watching TV and your spouse is talking to you like, yes, oh yeah, by the way, I really like that. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And then you go back to whatever you're doing. You're not present in the conversation. And by the way, we do this with our children as well. Okay, if you have children, you understand that being present, especially when they are at the infant stages, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, they're only going to be that age only once in their life. And if you miss those, you're going to miss a big and beautiful part of their life if you're not present with them, if you're not really listening with the intent to listen to the kids, okay? Because they don't know. All they want is attention. They want to be loved, okay? But if you're not present, you're going to miss on that. The last one, you're making demands. Okay, you're now requesting, again, the pasta example. If you're telling your wife, why don't you make some good dinner around here? You're making that person, that individual, a slave, and you are a tyrant. You want to take away everything, okay? There's takers and givers, okay? Are you a taker or are you a giver? Because if you're a taker, then you're over here, okay? You criticize. Most of the times, and this happens with my wife, we come home and then we share how each other's day went for the day, and we want to give advice. Okay, we want to give advice. We start to criticize, not in a bad way, but you know, hey, next time do this and do that. Okay, again, we're missing all of this. Does that person want to feel loved? Does she want some sympathy? Does she just want to connect with you? Maybe that's her way to saying, I love you, honey. Thank you for giving me the attention. Can I tell you about my day today without you criticizing me today? Without you telling me how I should have ran my day? Okay, you're gonna be criticizing that individual. Okay, your spouse, your partner. Very important for you to understand, to be present to the conversation, to listen with the intent to listen. Because again, if you're not present to the conversation and how the individual is talking to you, you're gonna miss a lot, okay? And the next thing you know, you're gonna interpret them in a very different way. So this is the challenge that we must overcome. Once we break through this, it doesn't mean that we have mastered it. That's not what it means. It just becomes that I'm aware of that. I know that. Got it. I didn't realize that I was being like that. Next time, a month later, guess what's going to happen? You might end up interrupting somebody else, but now you're saying to yourself, I just interrupted this individual. I got to listen with the intent to listen. Then you stop and then you let the person speak. You wait for them to talk, right? Now you know, now you become aware. Does that mean that you master it? No, it means that you're just becoming more aware and more aware, because we never stop learning in this world, okay? Once you get into this side, you know that you got to give your presence to the individual that's talking. Your spouse in this case, you're more present. Turn off that TV, turn off the cell phone. Honey, go ahead and tell me how your day was. And then just have the awkward silence, that eye-to-eye contact. Your spouse, your husband, your wife, they know that you're present. They know that you're there, okay? Then along that, you start complimenting. You know what? That's beautiful. That's beautiful that you did that. You know, more people want to follow a leader like yourself, because you just gave that person flowers. She was not even expecting that you were going to give them flowers. Today was her birthday and you were the one that gave that to them. Wow, that's beautiful, honey. I applaud you for that. You know, that was great. That was beautiful. Great job. Okay? They want compliments. Okay? And we ought to give that to them. Okay? You listen with the intent to listen. Again, I'm listening to you. Okay? You're speaking, but I'm listening to you with the intent to listen. Okay? Got it. Tell me more. Understood. Okay? Anything else? Great. Beautiful. That's great. You know what? That's beautiful. And what about this? You are interested in that person, okay? You're not being yourself, you're not sounding yourself as someone who's being interesting, okay? Because there's a difference between being interested in the other individual and then that person who wants to speak so that that person can feel interesting, okay, to the other individual. Very important for you to understand, because believe me, the most successful people on this planet, okay, and they don't have to have hundreds of millions of dollars. They don't have to have $1 million. They're most successful. They follow them for a reason. They are gonna spot you, okay? If you are that individual that likes to interrupt people, they're gonna spot that from you. They're going to be able to spot it and know that you're not listening with the intent to listening. So you know what? I'm not gonna give you my attention. I'm only gonna give you limited attention, because you're not really listening to what I have to say to you. And I'm only doing this because I care about you. You're somebody important in my life. But if you don't care what I have to say, I don't have time for that. I'm not interested. I'm not interested. Okay? Requests. Rather than making demands, now you're making requests. Again, go back to the example of the pasta. Honey, will it be okay if one of these nights, we can make that pasta together? You're making a request. Okay? There's a way out for your spouse to say, yeah, not today, maybe next week, maybe next month. You're making a request. Honey, can I request that next Sunday we go on a date? Okay? You're not demanding, honey, make that pasta right now. You got to make that. Okay? You know what? Go ahead and clean those gutters outside, because if you don't clean them, it's going to get clogged up and then we're going to have to pay more. Go ahead and, when are you going to clean it? Again, you're being a tyrant rather than a giver. You're making a request. You're giving that individual a way out, a choice. That is something that is very important when you are in a relationship, because in a relationship, the beauty of being in a relationship, it's not about trying to fix a problem, solve a project, okay? A relationship is about giving love, okay? Being there for that individual, giving them the attention, okay? You're given a one-on-one, okay? You gotta have those conversations with your spouse. When you're given a one-on-one, an intimate, nothing's gonna get in the way. Let's go talk tonight, okay? Let's go to a restaurant and let's go have dinner. Pay attention to this next time, by the way, that you are in a restaurant. Look at the tables around you. You can see who's married. You can see who's dating. Okay, the ones that are married, they're just wandering around. They're on their cell phone. Okay, the ones that are dating, they're talking to each other. They're giving the undivided attention. Okay, so why did that miss? If we have the ability to do that, why was it missing? Again, it's because we get too complacent and we start thinking that we gotta fix this relationship. We see that as a project, but it's not about that. Remember that love is a universal language, and all of this, it's not just in the United States, in Mexico, Canada, okay? It's not in Brazil. This is all around the world. Everybody's gonna experience this at one point in their lives. Our goal is, what can we do to overcome that, to go from here to there? I understand. I know that I gotta do this, okay? But it's not a one-time deal. It's like the gym. It's like the muscle, right? You're not gonna go to the gym and expecting to get out of there all buffed or with 15, 20 pounds less. It's consistency. You go in there, you know that there's gotta work that's gotta be done. Same thing with this. This is not a one-time deal. It's something that's gotta get done every single day. And then what happens is, this is the beauty. You become aware, you become conscious. So therefore, next time you can start making the adjustments for yourself. And then again, you got to understand that if you're not connected, okay, it's going to be like speaking two different languages. Your spouse, your wife, your husband is going to be telling you something. Honey, I want to be loved. Honey, I want to be loved. But then you guys are going at it. Maybe you're speaking English. Maybe you're speaking Chinese. Maybe you're speaking Portuguese. And there's no communication. There's nothing that's communicating along the way. Look at it. I challenge you to look at it like that, because if you can understand this, okay, these phases when you're having a relationship, and then again, you don't have to be married. You could be at work. You have a relationship with your supervisor, with your manager, with your upline. Okay, you have a relationship. Okay, so am I giving them my undivided attention, or maybe is that person giving me this stages here? Because then I'm the one that's gotta make the adjustment. And then again, you can always make a request. Okay, but I wanted to give you that because we live in a society nowadays where we have a lot of distractions. We have cell phones, okay, that are taking our attention away just like that. We have lots of just sites, websites, television shows, radio stations. I mean, anywhere you go, you're always gonna find a distraction. You get in the car, the radio's on. You get to the house, if you have a TV, you have cable, whatever is it that you watch, you have that. You go to the office, there's always gonna be distractions everywhere. When you're driving down the freeway, you see the billboards along the way. So there's distractions every single where. Our job is for us to let you know that there is a way for us to become aware of that, okay? Especially when it becomes the relationship that you're gonna be having with your spouse, it's gonna be very crucial. So we must be aware that we give our undivided attention, because again, those of you have children, you know that the child needs to feel that he or she is loved. And if you're not giving that child that undivided attention, that he or she is loved, again, you're gonna miss out a lot. You're gonna miss out a lot, especially during those early years. And I've seen, okay, dads, fathers trying to connect with their kids when they're 20, 25, 30 years old. There's a possibility, but at that point, it's gonna be that much harder, okay, to get the attention of that individual, that if you do that when they are in the infant stages, okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, 10 years old, okay, give him that undivided attention, give him the love. Give that love to your spouse, to your wife, to your husband, because believe me, if you do that, you're gonna have a beautiful, beautiful relationship, and together, we're gonna be able to change the world just one person at a time, one relationship at a time, and it's gonna take all of us to do that. But I wanted to leave you with that because, again, this is something that I recently came across, and I wanted to share that with you because I find that powerful. It has really helped me, okay? I'm working on it as well. I don't want you to think that I'm perfect, but I know that I know now. And so the more that I share with you, the more that I become aware, and the more also that you learn. By the way, if you think that you find some value in this video, consider liking the video, consider subscribing, share this video with anybody, because again, I believe that anybody that you know that's gonna be in a relationship, you're going to find value in this video. With that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. Again, the name of the channel is Through Failure and Success, and we come to you twice a week, so please feel free to subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and share with anybody that you believe is gonna get some value. Mother's Day is right around the corner. What a perfect gift for you to give it to your spouse, right? Or to your wife, maybe your mom, okay? You being more present. It doesn't have to be about the gifts, the physical object. It can be just, I'm more present to you. Honey, go ahead and talk to me. Let's go ahead and have a better conversation. With that being said, I hope that you got the value. And until the next one, take care, everybody. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.